Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Happy New Year's Eve. Today's the special day. I hope everyone is gonna be having a great time. I'm gonna try to stream into the day event, but I doubt I'm gonna be awake that late. I'm gonna do my best to stay awake. So if you guys are there with me, more than likely we'll be able to make it. But welcome back. We're looking at Bitcoin on a daily time frame. Unfortunately, today we were looking for that bullish divergence to actually play out, but it looks like we're actually going to do another test of support. We need to hold on Bitcoin 16.5 sideways. Holding that sideways gives us the opportunity to test into 16,657 and then see if we can hold a 4-hour candle above it to get into the higher levels that we've been speaking about, such as 17 and 17, 4, and 5. But right now, we have to wait for this day to close. The pressure is to the downside. Depending on where we close the day today, we have the opportunity to open and launch up for the next day. Today's close will be the last day of the year, and everything after 8 p.m. today will be considered for next year. So it should be some interesting conditions volatile wise. So let's watch and find out. If we lose this 16.5 on a 4-hour open and close, I'd be looking for that 16,200 level area, and then 16,000, and then 15.5. So those three levels to the downside are very important. Keep that in mind. And then to the upside, if we gain 16,700 for a 4-hour open and close, we can look for our next level at 16.8, 16.9, and then around 17.2. 250 for the next resistance to the top side. So I don't want you guys to get too bearish. The goal is today to close sideways, so that way we have the momentum ready for us to break up, because we have a lot of bullish divergences on a daily that have not played out, and we're just going lower and lower. Eventually, after a daily close, those divergences will try to play out. So give it like one or two more daily closes. You might see the results if you're patient enough. Going to a 4-hour on this chart. As you can see, we are trying to play out that bull div right now. It is trying on a 4-hour. So on a 4-hour time scale, if we close above 16.7, you should get ready for further upside into 16.8, 16.9, even 17.50 is where I would be waiting to see the resistance. So just be aware that we are getting ready to go sideways and up in this little inverse head and shoulder formation. We can find this area to be our next support over here at 16.5, and then we could start launching up and testing higher and higher and higher. Definitely take all the liquidity above this level to the left. It would be like 17.50, and then we can see if we want to roll over or not. But that's the easy prediction due to the fact that the liquidity is there just waiting to be snatched. Doesn't need to be long term, it could be a wick. Yeah, so that's basically all we're looking for on Bitcoin. Let's go quickly to a weekly, and as you can see, the week, which is going to close in a day, it's not looking too great. We need to close above 16,650, but if we close under 16,650, next week has the possibility of us going and testing into those oversold conditions before we look for more. And something like this kind of looks like it wants to poke like down, or it wants to roll back up quickly. So that's all I want to say for now on that. The warning of the downside will come immediately after 16 to 16,300 is lost with a 4-hour open and close. So get ready for that. Let's go look at ETH on a weekly. Also is looking like it wants to roll F over. With that death cross is what really cemented that resistance at this level. Now we can't even cross to the 21 EMA. Until we do that, I wouldn't even look at us testing into resistance, because that's like the one resistance that I would like to see us get into around 1400. But before that, I mean, we have to break out of the EMA over here where this red dashed line is across the chart, and that's around 1250. So we got $50 price action to the upside we need to claim before we look for higher. Until then, the path of least resistance right now is to the downside, and it's just gunning for this area right now between 1080, 1150, and then, a little bit under $1,000 bucks. That's something that you guys should be looking and be aware of, because yeah, I see bull divs, but the bull divs will only come when the downside pivot comes in, and you've been looking for this pivot in this area, but since all this liquidity is here, ETH is the only one that didn't take the liquidity to the downside, and it might be the last thing that it does before we all markets like reverse to the upside. So just keep that in mind, okay? If we lose 1150 to the downside, that's your risk warning for 1080 and under 1,000 coming. So just that's all I can say for now. If we go above 1250, that's your warning that hey, 1400 can come. So that's a possibility. Here is your daily on ETH. As you can see, a little bit worse than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin looked like it was going to pull off the bull divs. ETH looks like it's already trying to roll under. So it's not the posture of bullishness. The good thing is it's on higher lows. But the fact that we're rubbing against this yellow EMA and not able to break above it, and now the red EMA is getting under the yellow, it gives bots more of a reason to continue selling. It's showing you that this cross was a fail and this is the second test and it's a fail, so push off hard. Something like this over here. So I don't want that to happen, and I'm hoping that as we open into New York, oh, today's Saturday, never mind. It's the weekend warrior mode. So yeah, in that case, let's quickly look at where CME closed. CME closed at 1189. We're about $10 above it. Testing into the 1180 should be natural for us. 1650, 16,562 is where Bitcoin is at, and Bitcoin closed around that same price. So it's only ETH that's fluctuating a little bit more than the CME close, and by $10, it's really not that big of a variance, but just look for that $10 wiggle room to the downside, because we are obviously in over a little bit higher than CME close. So daily, as I was going over the weekly, might have the same levels. If we can close above 1220 on daily, we can look good for getting into that 1250 weekly. Any 4 hour closes above 1200 gives you an opportunity for higher, like 1215, because that's where the golden pocket is, around 1200 to 1215. And if we can't get above that level and we're just floating under 1200, well, the possibility of us rolling on over is highly uh, probable, and testing into 1180 is the first step, and then losing that level and testing into 1150 is going to be the next step. And after that, if it wants to actually make that measured move down, it's going to go test all the way to like almost $1,000, 1100, sorry, 1100, and then to 1,000. So please keep those levels in mind. All right, let's go to a 4 hour real quick. That's the as zoomed up of a view as we can look at it. And yeah, I already said this on the daily and weekly, but it is also showing on the 4 hour that we're trying to break out, but this is a lower high than this. And now you got bear divs on your RSI, because you got a high and a higher high, but you have a high and a lower high. So there's your bear div, even though this is shaded green, it's false. And until we have a 4 hour open and close above 1200, this is a possibility for it to roll over. And this is why the level is so even here, because people are probably filling shorts and hoping to sweep this down. This little inverse head and shoulder then can fill out. This is the last shoulder to the downside. Unfortunately, it's happening on the last day of the year too, so that's not great. And then this little fake shading over here, hopefully is not wrecking other people using this indicator. And this is why I tell you guys, you need to have three confluences. This little shaded indicator is going to throw out a lot of false signals, especially on low time frame 4 hour, as opposed to the daily and weekly. And then you got to use your confluence with your daily uh, levels, price levels, as well as your EMA, your FIBs, whatever you want to use. This is what I've been looking for. This is what it's been playing out. So we're in this last stage right now of the consolidation. If we can't break above 1200, the path of least resistance is to the downside. 1180 already got tapped once. I'm not looking for that same level to come. I'm looking for like 1160, 1150, just so we can take this liquidity here before we launch on up. If we don't come to this level, Then 1180, 1190 will be our support, and we'll just rocket up out of here. Okay, and then the 4 hour candle close next time will be like over here, like 1220, 1240. That's when we can be like, all right, even if we pull back to the 1200 support, we'll still rally back up. So we have a plan of action if that wants to play out. Like if this is a fake out to the downside, we want a green 4 hour close right up here. It can come back to support here. That's okay, but then it wants to launch up. Then you can use the mid of channel as support. You rally up to the top side. That is a possible a path or color. That's a possible path for us to get out of this area cooled off, and this is the bull div that it's trying to tell you it's a hidden bull div, but this div isn't anything until I have a 4 hour candle close above 1200. Like this is not something I would look at unless 1200 is closed up on a 4 hour, and then I would look for this continuation pattern to the upside. Going like this head and shoulder is a fake out, and it's going to extend out into a W, which is very, very possible. I'm not saying it can't happen. Very possible. I'm just more leaning towards the price action going to the area of least resistance to the downside. So that's all. I'll give you that. That's members material, but hey, happy New Year's, guys. Last thing I want you guys to take a quick peek at with me is our friend Dixie, and then I will let you guys get ready to party. So Dixie broke our 104 yesterday. I gave you guys all the alerts like, hey, we're losing 104, and we're already testing into this low. So this is very, very good for upside potential on our markets because this bull div after bull div after bull div did not play through, and it's actually going to the downside now. So what I'm saying is, let me turn on these indicators. The possibility of this breaking down and testing its target of 101 is there. Okay, we're not saying it's coming there, but when markets open on Sunday CME, if we get a quick flash down, you're gonna see a nice rally on everything. Tech stocks, crypto, people's emotions. You're gonna see a rally on everything. So just get ready and keep an eye on this. We're gonna watch this Sunday at 8 for CME, and it might have to be on Monday because of holiday New Year close. But yeah, I was looking for this accumulation. I can move this a little bit to the right now. I can move this like so and see if the accumulation comes off of this fib and rides it back up, back into this formation here. And you can see that consolidation play out. So this is what I'm looking for on Dixie right now. I'm not looking for this to drop down all the way down here. I'm looking for this to come here. This is a possibility that if we lose the midline again here, if we start going up, come back on support and just sit here for like a while, the possibility of a breaking down is there. That's what this is here for. But we're so oversold on daily that path of least resistance is upside. This is probably like the last final liquidity grab. So that's all I wanted you guys to consider before the new year ends. Please, 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 if you would, one last time this year, leave me a like, a subscribe, press the bell button for notifications so you get these real-time updates. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below, and I promise I will get back to you with the answers in the next video. If you are interested in trading with me live and with the rest of the group that we have like almost 200 or some people that are trading live, feel free to join us in the Discord server. The link to the Discord server is in the description of the YouTube video below. And yeah, aside from that, if you're a trader and you're looking for more advanced skills and like setups, feel free to join our members side. It's $20 a month, and yeah, let them tell you how it's benefiting them, because if you're already a trader, my goal is to make you better with what things I know. And then if you don't know how to trade, we're here to help you start off on the right path so you're not taking losses doing silly things like how we all did when we started. So the goal of the group is to basically keep money in our pockets and make money with friends. So, yeah, aside from that, guys, I hope you guys have a great year. Happy New Year. Talk to you soon. And yeah, trade carefully. Adios. And hopefully you're here for the live stream. We are going to have a live stream. We're doing our giveaway for the commenters in the video. I'm going to give away a month of the membership for free. It was supposed to be only one membership that I'm supposed to give away, but I might give away more than one. We'll see how I feel. Aside from that, guys, you guys have a great day. Be safe. Talk to you soon. Adios.